Hello everyone, welcome back to another talk session with Maya. My next topic is my next topic is
Hi, what's up?
understanding the psychology of motivation.
Ah, gotcha. Motivation's a tricky beast, isn't it? What specifically about the psychology of motivation are you chewing on right now? Are you prepping to talk about this for your live stream?
Yes, what does motivation mean in psychology?
Okay, so in psychology, motivation is basically what gets us going, the forces that drive and direct our behavior. It's not just about wanting something, but also about why we want it and what keeps us pushing even when things get tough. There are a bunch of different theories, but at its core, it's understanding what energizes, directs, and sustains behavior. Does that land?
Yes, my next question is why is motivation important for achieving goals?
Without motivation, goals are just wishes, right? Seriously, though, motivation's key because it provides the energy and focus needed to overcome obstacles. Haha, glad you're feeling good about it.
Yes, keep going.
Don't get too. Okay. So, motivation's crucial for achieving goals because it fuels the effort and persistence needed to overcome obstacles. It helps you focus, prioritize, and stay committed even when you face setbacks. It's also linked to better emotional regulation and resilience, so you're less likely to get derailed by frustration or self doubt. Basically, motivation turns intention into action and keeps you moving towards the finish line. Does that make sense?
Yes, and my next question is how does intrinsic motivation differ from extrinsic motivation?
Okay, good question. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's doing something because it's personally rewarding, enjoyable, or satisfying. Like you do it because you genuinely want to. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from external factors rewards, avoiding punishment, getting approval, things like that. You do it because of what you'll get out of it, not because you necessarily enjoy the activity itself. Does that distinction make sense?
Yes. Next question is why do people lose motivation over time?
All right, that's a good one. Lots of reasons, actually. Sometimes goals feel too far off or overwhelming, or maybe the initial excitement wears off and the task becomes boring. People can also lose motivation if they don't see progress or if they feel like they lack the skills to succeed. Life just gets in the way sometimes too stress, setbacks, shifting priorities. Basically, it's a combo of losing sight of the why and facing practical obstacles. What rings true to you about that?
The next question
Sorry,
is
I didn't quite catch that.
how
Did you
do
want me to?
how what role does mindset play in staying motivated?
Ooh, mindset is huge. Seriously. A growth mindset, believing that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work, is basically fuel for motivation. If you think your skills are fixed, you're more likely to give up when things get hard. But if you see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, you're way more likely to stay motivated. It's about reframing setbacks as learning experiences, not failures. Does that track?
How do emotions influence motivation level? How do emotions influence motivation levels?
Okay, so emotions and motivation are seriously intertwined. Positive emotions, joy, excitement, hope tend to boost motivation. They broaden your perspective and make you more open to new experiences. Negative emotions like fear or anxiety can either kill motivation or sometimes actually drive it, but usually in a less healthy way, like with avoidance behaviors. Basically, managing your emotions is a big part of managing your motivation. It's not about ignoring the bad stuff, but learning how to work with it. Make sense?
My next question is, what is the role of dopamine in motivation?
Everything all right? You went quiet there. Still with me?
Yes, my next question is, what role does dopamine play in motivation?
Okay, top of mind, you mean like
Do-
what you're actively thinking
Dopamine.
about? Yeah. All right. Well, what's currently top of mind heavily impacts
No, I
motivation.
am saying dopamine. What is the role of dopamine in motivation?
Ah, dopamine. Okay, my bad. Good save on clarifying. Dopamine is a huge player. It's a neurotransmitter that's often called the reward chemical, but it's more complicated than that. It's not just about pleasure, it's about anticipation of reward. It's released when we experience something pleasurable, sure, but also when we expect something good to happen. That anticipation drives us to take action and pursue goals. Low dopamine levels can lead to a lack of motivation, fatigue, and difficulty experiencing pleasure. It's basically the go signal for a lot of our behaviors. Is that hitting the mark?
My next question is, why do some tasks feel more motivating than others?
Okay, good question. A a bunch of things contribute. Tasks that align with your values and interests are naturally more motivating. Things that offer a sense of purpose, autonomy, and mastery, feeling like you're good at something and have control over what you're doing, are also big motivators. And honestly, how challenging a task is matters. Too easy and it's boring, too hard and it's discouraging. That sweet spot where it stretches your abilities but feels achievable is where motivation thrives. What do you think? Does that ring true for you?
Why is clarity of goals important for motivation?
Clarity is everything. Seriously, big goals are motivation killers. If you don't know what you're aiming for, how can you possibly get there? Clear goals give you a sense of direction and purpose. They make it easier to break down larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps. When you achieve those smaller steps, it gives you a boost of dopamine and reinforces your motivation. It's like having a map instead of wandering aimlessly. You actually see progress. Does that make sense?
How does fear affect our motivation?
Oof, fear is a tricky one. It can be a real motivation killer or, surprisingly, a motivator, depending on the type of fear. Like fear of failure can paralyze you, making you avoid tasks altogether. But fear of negative consequences can also push you to act, though often from a place of anxiety rather than genuine desire. Ultimately, a lot depends on how you frame that fear. Do you see it as a threat or as a challenge? Healthy motivation comes from facing fear, not being controlled by it. Does that sound right to you?
What psychological barriers block motivation?
All right. So there are a bunch of common psychological barriers. Perfectionism is a big one. Getting stuck trying to make everything perfect instead of just getting started. Self doubt and imposter syndrome can also be paralyzing. Procrastination is another. Putting things off until the last minute creates stress and makes it harder to get motivated. And then there's fear of failure, as we just talked about, and a lack of self compassion, being too hard on yourself when you make mistakes. Overcoming those barriers often involves challenging negative thought patterns and practicing self acceptance. Does that feel comprehensive? Almost there. You're getting to the heart of it. Whoa. Hold up. What's going on? You're sharing a video link? Okay. My apologies. I was getting confused with the pauses and gotcha. You're asking about rewards. Rewards are
Okay, thank
super
you,
important.
Maya. That's it. And everyone else for watching. I'll see you in the next session.